Welcome, guys, to Rebel Rock. We are a weekly show of rock and roll talk. We have a lot of fun over here. I am Dan. In the middle is DB Cooper, a.k.a. Nick Grandchamp. And on the far end is Richard Brian Kahn. He also goes as Fam or RBK on the Facebooks.
RBK.
Guys, today was a hell of a day. I'll just say that. I went out thrifting for the whole day. Unlike last week where the car had
broke down.
Battery had problems. Today did not have problems. We hit it up. We drove a few hours. We got out and about. Found a bunch of hair metal CDs that I can't wait to show you guys. Some stuff I've never even seen before.
Hair.
Exactly. And I did a little research, and I was thinking about the history of hair metal and where it came from and who was part of it and what destroyed it. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. Grandchamp, how you doing?
Good, man. Good. Just came back from the P-Town, Providence. I stayed actually right downtown in Providence on Washington Street, like as downtown as it gets. And yeah, man, hit up an arcade. We did go thrifting a lot. We went to a lot of Savers, and we went to a lot of spots, mostly T-shirts. I got a lot of T-shirts, but I didn't get a lot of. I did get a couple pickups that I don't have here handy. Suicidal Tendencies CD, got one of them. I got a couple.
What album was it? Prime Cuts.
Yeah, it was like white. It's white and it has like kind of like like best hits. Hits. Couple VHSs. Nothing too crazy, and mostly shirts though. So it was fun. I just barely got home.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. What up, Jeff? Jeff's joining us. He's been busy the last couple of weeks, so he's back in the house tonight. That's awesome. Speaking of house, he just got a house, and he's in the process of moving.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Chris is here. What up, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
Richard Brian Kahn, how are you doing, bud?
Doing great. Just chilling.
Yeah.
Been thrifting a lot. Just been watching movies, playing N64 with the kids. So it's hot. So
yeah, it has been kind of muggy.
Hang out in the AC that I pay for. So
that's smart. That is pretty smart to enjoy what you pay for.
Yes. G-Dubs. G-W. G-E-Dubs.
Chris's playlist is here. All right, guys. So we're talking, we're talking some music this week. Why don't we just dive into some pickups so we can discuss some music? I'm curious to see what your take is. I spent about $23 on these CDs. So if you think about it, if this was like 15 years ago, 16 years ago, I would have bought like 2 CDs and that would have cost that price. That's crazy. I got a whole stack here. First up, let me take the screen for a minute. We got Jackal.
Whoa.
Are you familiar with Jackal, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not my cup of tea, but
yeah, not my drummer like that though.
I mean, come on, guys. Look at that cover. They're all dogs. They got a chainsaw.
It's still badass.
It is sick. The cover's sick.
We know it's novelty. They have some songs that, got some AC/DC influence there, a little hard rock blues stuff. But when they go and do the chainsaw solo in the middle of the song, come on.
Always the chainsaw. It's like, come on. But that's the thing, They played Woodstock too, but I didn't go watch them.
Oh, did they play Woodstock?
Yeah, I knew at the time I'm like, they suck.
We got a Poison CD, Open Up and Say Ah, which we know.
That's sick.
Good cover.
It's a great cover, and this is a great album too.
You don't really see Poison shit out that much. You really don't.
Probably because they're, in my opinion, probably a top 5 band of that time period.
Yeah.
Like straight hits and just getting out there and bringing the heat. They had the singles, they had the songs, they had the look. Right.
They're pretty.
We snagged up a Great White album here.
Nice.
And I didn't realize, so there's 2 here, right? And so it's Once Bitten, Twice Shy. Once Bitten, then one album's Twice Shy. Did you know this?
No.
Mm-mm.
I had no clue. I don't know if they released on and you look at the back and they got a similar layout. So I don't know if this was like they released like a Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
They're real bluesy, actually. Like, I don't know how they like jumped into that hair metal kind of genre, because if you listen to their albums, they're like real bluesy.
Yeah, they're a little more traditional in that sense of just a straight rock band. And Once Bitten, Twice Shy, that big single of theirs was actually a cover song by Ian Hunter from Mott the Hoople, which explains, if they were huge Mott the Hoople fans, that would explain a lot of their sound and what they were going for.
Good grab, though.
Yeah. We got Y&T.
Mm.
You don't
never heard of them.
Never listened to it.
Yeah, they were more on it's weird. You have like different tiers. You have the A tier, the B tier. I'd say Y&T was like that C tier kind of shit right there. But you never see it.
What makes it C? Is it just the songwriting is like or
the popularity? The problem was during that time period, everyone was trying to sound the same. They were trying to look the same. They were trying to capitalize on what was going on, what was hot. The labels wanted more of it. So some of these bands that weren't even like connected to this scene all of a sudden morphed into the scene with the hair and everything else.
Yeah.
And well, we got a comment right here. Stuart saying loved Y&T, one of the best singers ever.
I might need to check it out. I just never listened to it. I know what it is, but what is
Lincoln's here? What's up, Lincoln?
It sounds like Stuart might be the expert on Y&T. So maybe he'll give us some more info down below. But before then, we got Lynch Mob.
Oh, is that Dokken? Dude?
Yeah, George Lynch, the guitar player, when like his solo project is Lynch Mob.
Nice.
Is it good?
It's all right,
80s or 90s?
I want to say that's late 80s. I think it's 89, I do believe. Found this for the first time. Guns N' Roses, Chinese Democracy.
I've never seen that in the Thrift.
Yeah, I've never seen that in Thrift either.
Isn't that weird? Like, obviously, it's kind of late in the game for CDs, kind of, so, but you never see it.
It didn't.
Never do.
Probably either. So.
Oh, such a bad fucking album.
I bet all these dudes this one dude gave all these CDs. Come on.
Oh no, this was definitely one straight, collector. Someone was like, I'm done with all this shit. Stuart's saying that Mean Streak and Black Tiger are great albums from Y&T. So that's where we need to start if we're gonna deep dive on them. GNR Lies.
Oh,
great album.
It really is. The covers of Nice Boys, Mama Kin, great.
Like, that was my GNR right there as a kid on tape.
That was your first like step into it. That was like what you had
with the kids making forts, smoking cigs in the woods back in the day. Yeah, that's what we listened to. That shit right there.
That's awesome.
Scorpions. Wow.
So you see some Scorpion albums out there. This is one I haven't seen, and this one's from 1988. And obviously they get kind of lumped into that hair metal stuff, even though they were long, long before all that stuff. If anything, they were kind of pioneering some of the sound that would become the hair metal scene.
Great name too. They stole that long ago.
Yeah. Jeff says he loves that Mama Kin cover. Yeah, who doesn't? It's perfect. Probably one of the best CDs I found today was this Faster Pussycat. which
What is that? That's late 80s too, isn't it?
yeah, I believe this is 80, 89 as well. Yeah, this has the single on it. What was it? Slip of the Tongue is on this. House of Pain. House of Pain is on here, which was a huge ballad for these guys and a massive hit. And I got to open up for them one time, 2 times actually.
Nice.
How were they live?
Awesome. They sound great. Obviously, they got top-notch players, you know. We got the Cult, Sonic Temple.
Nice.
Another band that got kind of lumped into the hair metal stuff that probably really wasn't that, but
Yeah, they kind of have their own sound, I think. So
I think so too, because early on they were kind of like a goth rock band, really. The early stuff is, that's kind of what they were going for.
mm-hmm.
Queensryche, Empire.
Nice. Some good vocals on that.
What the?
Yep, look at that. Seattle right there, Seattle's finest. I don't come across their stuff very often.
Never seen that.
I couldn't believe it because on my mind lately, I was just thinking like hair metal all week long. I'm working with this new fella at work. We're around the same age. He loves all the same stuff. So we've been talking about half these bands and to come across it all.
Jet City Woman on there?
What's that?
Jet City Woman. Is that on that one?
Yes, it is. Track number 3.
Yeah. I remember that was on MTV back in the day.
This is one of my favorite bands of the time period. Tesla.
Oh, fuck.
5-man acoustic jam. This had some hits on it. This had a lot of hits on it, actually. Signs, which is the cover, but it was a massive hit for them. Yeah. It's a good one. I'm glad I found this one. And another Tesla album.
I never
Tesla. God, they should sue the shit out of fucking
Oh,
fuck.
Elon.
You could suck it. Elon Musk could suck it.
we found a couple Rad albums here.
Nice. Never seen that one.
What do you like better, Dan? The band or the venue in Boston? The Rat.
The venue. Rat, as far as a band goes, to me is not. I wouldn't. I know they were popular and all, but I wouldn't put them in my top 10 favorite 80s hair metal bands.
How about top 5?
Oh, I might give that in a bit. Junkyard, you never see Junkyard stuff.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of it.
Okay, they were like more legit street shit as far as the hair metal stuff went. They're could be lumped more in with Guns N' Roses than actual hair metal.
How much? So $1 a piece?
No, these I think they ended up being 70 cents a piece or something.
Holy shit, that's nothing.
We got this Winger album.
Yes.
Which I've never come across this Winger album. There's one that you always see. You don't see this one though.
Never. First one, you see it.
Yeah, the first one I feel like is the one I always see. David Lee Roth, A Little Ain't Enough.
Nice.
It ain't enough.
We got Skyscraper, David Lee Roth.
Yeah. Steve Vai's on that one. Still.
Yep.
That's a cool one.
Is that really him?
Yeah, that's really him.
No, fucking doing this rock climbing?
Yeah.
He's like a kung fu master too, bro.
He does everything. This album is classic. This one has Yankee Roses on it, Shy Boy, That's Life, the cover. I mean, awesome. I love David Lee Roth.
Oh yeah.
You don't like you don't like the other the LA Guns.
First one? The first one?
It's released in 88. Would that have been the first one if it was 88?
Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe. That's the split. They were Guns N' Roses, so and then they split up.
Yeah, maybe we need to do some research. I was never a huge LA Guns fan, really.
Both had guns in their names all of a sudden.
We found another one, Hollywood Vampires.
Tracy Guns, right?
So who is in the band and LA Guns that split off?
Tracy Guns, the guitar player.
That's it.
Yep.
He's the only one.
We know this Van Halen album.
Warning. That's a fair warning. Yeah.
Yep, fair warning.
Yeah. Yep.
First one.
Van Halen 2.
Oh yeah, second one. Sorry.
Van Halen, Diver Down. That's a sick cover. I like simple album covers like that. Just fucking, yeah, it's fun. Oh, yeah, there it is.
And that's it right there. The first album, I had this as a kid on cassette and just wore the fuck out of it. Because you had Running with the Devil, Eruption, really got me. A Talking About Love, Jamie's Crying, Atomic Punk, Little Dreamer, Ice Cream Man. Come on.
Yeah.
God damn it, is that a great album.
Yeah, first four are really bangers, man.
Yeah, really are. Mother Love Bone.
Nice.
Seattle, early fucking kind of, what would become the grunge shit. This was, right before it.
The first Pearl Jam.
Yep, essentially. And then we found some bands I've never even heard of, like Tora Tora.
No.
Never heard of these guys. I did check them out though. It's right like early 90s hair metal. Same with these guys. Trouble Tribe.
That's a cool name and photo. I like that.
Love and Hate, which I had never heard of. Another band, same deal. You can tell what they sound like by looking at that back cover. And last few here, I love Wallflowers. This was, just a random snag. This obviously wasn't. Richard Brian Kahn. I know I sent one of these your way. Was it the cassette?
I think so, yeah. Awesome.
And Morphine.
Oh, that's sweet.
I've never seen this, three-piece saxophone.
Amazing band.
That's some fucking scores, dude.
Damn.
Right? How can you go wrong? Like, I was just thrilled to go through this, and I'm like, there's more. And I'm like, man, there's listening for months right there on a deep dive of, there's a lot of stuff I do know, and there's a lot of stuff I don't know, but, what better way than throw it in the car and kind of soak it in that way?
Those last few, I don't even know those bands.
Rax the Great is that Grand Champ. Never mind. Yes, it is. Oh, the DB Cooper. The DB Cooper. Oh, Morphine is great. Oh, mean. Yeah, I mean, then he says, oh, I mean the band.
Yeah, yes, the band is great. Lincoln's saying he is Eat 'em and Smile on vinyl. That's pretty awesome. That would be a wonderful one to have.
That's awesome. I actually went to Armageddon. You guys been there to Providence? They have that record store down there. But I will say this. Let me talk a little bit about the arcades. So,
well, time out. We're still
what
talking
happened?
Hair metal before we get to arcades.
Okay, what do you want to say about the hair metal?
I just wanted to say that so the run of hair metal was from 81 until 91, essentially.
When punk killed it, right?
Well, grunge and Nirvana did, but the reality was that it killed itself essentially by all the bands copying each other, and it was so commercial that you couldn't tell one band from another because it all started to sound the same. Pretty much like music is now with bands like Seether and
you're right.
Benjamin.
It's true. It's true.
Everybody Korn when they came out all of a sudden.
So you're telling me that drugs didn't get non-popular. It was the because the hair metal was always about the hot blonde, Sunset Strip, cocaine. So all that shit was still in, and it's still in today. It was just that the music
partying.
Yeah, the music
it got redundant. It's like anything else. That's why you see history, and I enjoy looking at the history of the industry too, because what's going on? What was happening? It's pretty much how the emo pop stuff was.
Right.
Very, very similar. It's all these bands, they just copy each other. So you have a few that are like really, really special that were kind of there at the beginning, that were doing their own thing. And then you just had these waves of people moving to LA to try to copy that, try to be part of that scene.
I will say Guns N' Roses kind of like made it after, because they were like big in like 94, 95. Like, you know what, they made after, you know, they kind of like made it after that whole cutoff where grunge kind of cut them off. Guns N' Roses kind of was still doing good even after that.
But they really weren't. They weren't part of that hair metal scene, really.
They weren't, but they
could obviously play with those bands because they were just technically as good. But the songs, the stuff they were doing, they were drawing from a different pool of influence. Other than early Guns N' Roses, if you look at them, they had some big fucking hair and it was teased out. But other than that, that was the only common connection there, really.
Yeah, the songwriting was different. But I mean, there is definitely some big guitar stuff, just like a lot of that hair metal is famous for. You know, like, you know, big guitar riffs, big guitar. It was all about the guitar, fuck the bass, turn it down. That's another thing about hair metal records, Dan. When you listen to that production side, what do you think? I mean, it's reverb.
I think it's unfortunate how much fucking reverb they gate the shit out of the drums. So the snare sounds massive. The kick sounds like this. It sounds big, but it's tinny at the same time. The bass is super tinny, and they'll bury it. And the guitar, obviously, the saturation on the distortion is on 10. There's a lot of things, and that was the problem. They were all just copying each other. So, of course, the studio techniques, everything was the same. But you're right about the sound of those albums. Why? What do you think? Same thing?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I think there is something special about that sound because there's something kind of cool of knowing that what they were trying to do. But I think what you're right is that everyone tried to do the same. Like, it's really cool to know that like riffs, guitar riffs were like kind of big, you know, which was kind of cool. Like, some could say it maybe started a little bit back, maybe with Sabbath and stuff like that, like the guitar riff, you know, maybe it goes a little bit back, but hair metal was about the riff. It wasn't necessarily about like, you know, right 4 chords. I mean, the ballads were more 4 chords, but I mean, it was like a lot about the riffs, you know,
Well, I think they were snagging from everything from David Bowie to Mott the Hoople to T-Rex. So they're taking New York Dolls off.
Yeah.
They were taken from that 70s glam rock thing and really pretty much honed it in, mixed it with some of the more metal-y stuff that was happening.
They eventually turned into metal Elton John, I think, in the 90s.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think you
it
nailed
worked. It worked. It was good.
It did. Yeah. I think, and you notice too, you know, as guitar players, all of us, you look at those late 80 guitars and like, you know, the Floyd Rose and like everything that's related, it was all based around that hair metal. Like, it was like all that shit was made for those dudes. Like, it's just kind of crazy that like an industry like, you know, guitar makers were like catering like the giant Jackson fretboards and like, you know, the BC, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was like
all the cool graphics on the guitars were so cheesy. The skulls,
so bad.
It was awesome. I mean,
they're awesome today. If you find those quartz, the old quartz.
The quartz. Yeah. I mean, like BC Rich and Jackson and all those. There's so many of them. Sarvells, like all those. And they're cool, and you know what? The thing is that those fuckers, like, the fretboards are like baseball bats because they're just made to all for the riff. You know, it wasn't like a telly where it's like, all right, play some rhythm, and you're not going to do any weird finger picking. It was all about the
built for speed. They were all built for speed. It was the lowest action. Don't have to tune up. You can fucking bend the shit out of it. You can do anything to it. It's not coming out of tune. Just don't break a string and you're fine.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy that maybe besides like the Telecaster and maybe a couple other, like an industry kind of built around a genre of music, I would say, for, you know, like for guitars anyways. Drums too, the double bass. popular as fuck back then with the hair metal. You know, you had to have a damn van to
That
bring
was more for aesthetic than anything else.
Oh, I know it. But just imagine lugging that shit around. You know, the tubs.
They fucking roadies. They were fine, you know. Someone
Yeah.
set that shit up. They weren't doing it.
It's true. It's true.
Do we want to hear something? I found a track because I was doing some research and I was like, man, what was like the origin of American hair metal, or what influence? And the first group they like a lot of people were mentioning was this Sir Lord Baltimore.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with this?
No.
I was shocked. I've never even heard this, but like when I heard it today, I was like, holy shit, this is pretty awesome for 1970. So we'll fire this up real quick, and I want to see what you guys think of this. All right, here we go.
I hear sirens calling me. I fell prey unto the wind. Sail on, crimson majesty. Turn, turn, wheel of fortune spin. From my kingdom come, and then I will be gone. Tie a voyage on the brink.
Wow.
I mean, how awesome is that?
Hey, listen, I like the guitar stuff. The vocals and the verse got me weirded out, but the chorus he did great. It was weird. It was like
that's like mystical shit, though. Like singing, you can see the blueprint that would eventually become all the stuff after, and that was like it. 1970, no one was doing anything that sounded like that.
That's true.
In the States, at least.
Kind of sounds like more like Led Zeppelin shit, if anything else. That's
Sabbath. You got like kind of
Sabbath, yeah.
That would be worth a lot of money, probably.
Oh, if you found an original pressing of something like that, I'm sure. I've never even heard of that group.
It was like almost like that, like got into like that Blind Guardian, Dragon Force type of mystical. You know, you hear, you know, it's like some of that shit. You're like Iced Earth. You're like, what the fuck are they talking about? But these metal dudes love that shit. Slaying dragons.
It almost sounded new. Like it didn't really sound that old. It's weird.
Yeah, no, the production, it all. I love the distorted bass on it. It sounded like it was like through a 10-watt like PV amp, just distorted as hell, but it works. It's super thick.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. That was.
Papa Pete says it sounds like Chocolate Rain Guy. Weird and mesmerizing. So yeah, that was so, and then obviously 1991 eventually it all starts to fall apart for hair metal, and grunge comes in, and it's fresh, it's something new, it's not stale. It would become stale eventually after a couple of years of that, but when
I feel like grunge got way more stale quicker than fucking hair metal did, maybe for people like me. I feel like grunge. Actually, Cobain himself was like, he has an interview. He's like, I don't even like grunge. He was trying to like do other shit. He liked a lot of weird. He liked Jawbreaker. He liked a lot of like bands that weren't grunge. He has an interview. Yeah. So I don't know.
I think grunge was like maybe for that. They didn't know what to lump Seattle bands into, so they said grunge. Like I don't think
Right.
any band like a media thing came up with that term.
Yeah, I think you're right with a lot of it.
Because like I remember being a kid and like hair metal was still on MTV, and we were watching that shit, and then like Alice in Chains would come on. You're like, yeah. And that was like the transitioning period. But you know, I think MTV is what killed metal bands because they just started pumping you with grunge, you know, and pop music, you know. So
It's
the
true.
metal,
It's true. But the kids are what fuels it. You know, they're the ones that are going to go out and buy the records. You know, the older folk, they get jaded. They move on. You know, it makes sense. They cycle it out every 5 years, really, and just about any
Yeah.
movement, it's pretty much your shelf life.
sure,
It's
there's
like,
some good bands doing hair metal at that point, but they just weren't going to get played on MTV or radio.
yeah, it's, the thing is, it's weird though because you have to catch the trends and ride them. But I see a lot of people. Like, I have a friend. I'm not going to mention his name because he's a great dude. But he's been playing music as long as I have, since high school. And, like, he's a great dude, but he's always trying to catch that. Like, he joins bands that are, like the trend, you know, that's going. Like, so, like, now that Machine Gun Kelly's making pop punk, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it's, but like,
Yeah, of course, it's
you
scene
know,
jumping.
like,
It's scene
yeah,
jumping.
it is
Jumping
scene
on to
jumping.
whatever spot at the moment.
And he's a good dude, and he's smart enough being like, all right, like I can't be playing metalcore from like 2005, like now. So you think about it where you're like, okay, but then you're like, all right, is that the right thing to do? You know, I don't know. You should just play what you want, even, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, I get it, but it gets kind of weird when you're in your 30s and you're like, all right, I've been an indie guy, I've been a pop punk guy, I've been a metalcore guy, I've been a death. You know what I mean? It's like, I've been a rapper. It's fine, but it's also kind of.
It's fine to do all those things. Just don't do them because it's hot and you're trying to catch the
Right.
wave that's rolling in. Just
Yeah.
you know, do it because you enjoy it and you're inspired by it. And you know,
He's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart, but yeah.
So Grand Champ, so that's our talk on hair metal. What do you? So you went to the arcade? Is that what you're saying?
Listen, yes.
That'd be good. You got 90 seconds.
It's not as good as the damn hair metal, but listen. All right, so we stayed downtown Providence. We were literally a block and a half away from this place called Providence Free Play. You know, so essentially it's like a free play arcade, and it was a Monday night last night, and it was only $5 to get in. So it would like open at 8 to like 2 in the morning. So like I walked down there, and it's huge, dude. The fucking arcade is huge. I mean, it. Besides Fun Spot, this is like the biggest arcade I've seen in the city, besides the one in Portland. But anyways, I wanted to comment on some of the games because they had it all. They had the sit down fucking outrun. They had it all. They had all the sick games. And what I wanted to say too is that, you know how sometimes when you go to arcades and the games are beat to shit, you know, some kids just, and you know, you go to play it and the joysticks, they were all in really good shape for the most part. There was only a few that were really bad, but like you're going to get that in an arcade that's played, but dude, all the games are awesome, and it's a really cool spot. And I just wanted to say, you know, if you're in Providence, you should go down to Free Play Providence, right downtown. And dude, yeah, they had all the Nintendo games, all the Donkey Kongs. They had everything, dude. They had Turtles in Time. They had regular Turtles. They had Simpsons. They had it all, and pinballs, and they had some rare shit. They had a super system there as well, like you used to have.
Splatterhouse.
What's that?
Splatterhouse.
Oh, they had it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing that.
They had some rare shit, and I was like, all right. They even had a couple candy cabs, which I was like, all right, you don't see those on the East Coast ever. You never see them on the East Coast because they come from Japan, so they're all in California. So I just wanted to let the homies know in New England, if you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do, I got the weekend off, let's go down there. There's a parking garage literally right across the street. park your car there, boom, you're in. And it's rad because, like, essentially it's like, I mean, it's not a new thing, but, you know, you pay $5 to stay there as long as you want, which is kind of cool. And putting the tokens in can kill the fun. So it's kind of rad that these places, these arcades, kind of with the bar scene, is this, hey, stay there for you've seen the nerds. Like, I was walking around
with arcades. Arcades meant something when you were a kid because you had no money.
Yeah.
When you do have money, arcades are no longer fun because you can just fucking pump the money in, and when it's a free play, fucking forget about it.
I know it, but
it's no fun at that point unless you're going head to head competitively against someone. Then it's fine. But in general, arcades, free play, it's an easy pass.
It's an environment, Dan.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat back then, everybody had their quarters lined up.
Yeah.
Starts on both sides.
And that still would hold up, right?
Yeah. Like,
I know, you're right. Hey,
like, I'm not.
I get that. I get that. But you know what, too?
In line.
Let me ask you guys this: Would you roll up to an arcade these days, pocket full of quarters, or you'd be like, it ain't worth it, I'll play on the NES? That's the problem, though, because we're in
I can just play it on my modded Xbox. I have.
See, that's what I know.
Whole arcade, everything.
I mean, but here's the thing:
I only have one, and I don't even use it.
Damn it!
Damn it! Richard Brian Kahn, you got some music pickups this week. I know you do. We're giving you the screen. Let's do it.
I have two.
All right.
But here's a real good one.
Oh, what's that?
Top Gun soundtrack with the slipcover.
How did you get that, buddy?
I stole it from an old lady.
Did you really?
No, I'm just kidding. It was 50 cents at the thrift, but it's like a Columbia Legacy put out one that has like 5 extra songs.
That's pretty cool. So we got a bunch of Kenny Loggins on there, or what?
Pretty much. You know, that's the best song, bro. Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Mighty Wings is good. Playing with the Boys is not a good song. Kenny Loggins. Berlin. Take My Breath Away, bro.
Oh, that's a great one.
You want to slow dance with me right now, bro?
If we got that song on, we might have to.
But they got like Otis Redding as some bonus tracks. So it has like 5 other songs. Maybe they were on the movie. I haven't really looked through it.
I mean, that slip cover is worth 50 cents alone.
Yeah, it was in a slip cover. So
that's cool.
Came out in '99. And then I found this, I think it's a compilation, Minutemen.
No,
sick.
That's not a compilation. That's a legit album. But there's like 40 tracks on it, isn't there?
43, bro.
No, that's their masterpiece right there.
Crazy.
I think obviously a lot of those songs are short. Mike Watt was in that group, right?
Yeah, pretty cool. I've never seen any of their stuff. I had friends that used to listen to stuff, you know, hanging out in your friends' rooms back in the day.
Yeah, they're solid. It's a bit of an acquired taste, but they
like that band Flipper. You like Flipper? That band Flipper, Dan?
Same idea. Where you really got to listen a lot to pick that up.
So
that's what you like.
I got and 2 games. Let's see what. So I got this.
Oh,
I don't know. I've seen
game
it before. It's 50 cents. It was complete.
Never see that.
Nope.
Shit. Never see that.
I've just never seen it before. It's not worth anything, but I didn't care. It's like a weird Mario game I've never seen.
My
kids will play it. So if I don't, or I'll just trade it or something. I don't know why I grabbed this. It was 50 cents.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, whatever.
I've never seen it on 360 though. That was the funniest part. I probably have it on Wii or something else.
Yeah, it's on the Wii.
Or got rid of it on PS2. I can't even remember. But just to see it on 360, I was like, for 50 cents. What do you think?
I would have bought it for 50 cents.
Yeah, I don't have it. It'll just be junked together with something. This is probably my favorite find. It's pretty cool.
Oh, triple
wow.
Wayne's World Coneheads and Stewart Saves His Family, which is a wonderful gem.
I've never seen that before. Ever.
Do you know the character?
Yeah, from SNL.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. I've never even knew there was a movie. That's what like blew my mind when I saw this. So, all in
Oh,
one.
it actually has 3 separate discs. Some of them used to come with just the movies on like 1 disc or 2 discs.
Or you flip it over, you know.
Or you flip it over. Yeah.
So these are just upgrades from VHS. I think I had the other 2 on VHS. So now I can just upgrade to disc. But I've never seen Stuart Saves His Family. Never. Or
Yeah.
heard of it. It's so weird.
It's definitely one of those gem movies where you don't see it. I don't think it was as popular as those other 2, obviously.
I don't remember it coming out. Nothing. Like I didn't see it at Blockbuster. Nothing. Like, I don't remember it.
I mean, it's a pretty bad movie, but at the same time, if you're a fan of SNL, it's perfect.
I wonder if that's worth something, loose, like an actual copy, but I have no idea.
Yeah, I'd be curious to find that one out.
Because I never seen it.
You guys ever seen this documentary?
No.
Is that Esteban?
No, that's Sugar Man.
He's sugar.
This guy was an artist in the States and did his thing for a few years, released albums. Never really happened for him, but then he became big in was it Brazil? It was one of these South Africa. He became a star in South Africa, and he had no idea like he was charting. So they tried to find him, and they do find him, and he goes over there and he plays like a fucking stadium.
Damn.
He was that big. So the story is very odd. I was pumped. I found this at the thrift today for $1, and it's a wonderful documentary.
That's pretty
Wow.
cool. Is that Rotten Tomatoes on the front?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
I just watched a documentary about the movie Elf.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of fun.
I watched a fucked up documentary last night. What are you talking about?
Guys, don't judge me.
Come on.
Really? Really, bro? You?
I've
never seen that before, though. I would probably get that one.
Yeah, I fucking hate this shit, but it was $1, and I'm like, you know what? I can get rid of this.
Yeah, and I've never even seen that before.
You're gonna get rid of it, or?
Oh, this is trade pile. This is fucking burn pile, but this won't stay in the collection. But for $1, and the record's mint. And then I found a copy of this.
Oh shit! I got that too, bro. That's amazing.
I know, and there's one of the as far as bubblegum pop, these guys over here were the 2 main guys writing all these hits for all these bands over here, like Ohio Express and 1910 Fruit Gum Co. So to find this was like their kind of compilation album of random shit, but the album art is incredible on it, and I don't think I have it. So it's for 50 cents. I scored hard in it's mint condition too. Except someone wrote on the back.
I didn't know if those were signatures.
Oh, I wish.
Real ones.
Someone went to a record hop back in '69.
Everybody needs to check that out on YouTube. It's on there.
Is it good?
Oh, it's so rad. It's just awesome.
I'm gonna put it in my list right now.
Yeah. Those 2 guys wrote everything. It was insane how much they had their hands on just all of this, the hits that were coming out. A little bit of soul, yummy, yummy, yummy. Simon Says, 1, 2, 3, red light, chewy, chewy, goody, goody gumdrop, which is a wonderful song. So that's the bubblegum. That was the rest of my snags from today.
That's a good one.
That's fucking pretty sick. Yeah. I'm seeing more and more. You guys ever been to a Savers?
Yeah, I've been to a Savers a million times.
None of them here.
They have a lot in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Shit's just being combed over so much, man. And I don't know. Go back. I know we mentioned this before. You guys think since COVID, is it the rise in resellers and people trying to do their own business because they lost their jobs? Because I just feel like it's even harder to hit it big. So hard.
I think that it's supply and demand type of thing where the stores are sold out of a lot of stuff. So you can't even find the stuff that you want. So you start going thrifting and all of a sudden you realize that a lot of the stuff is worth money.
Right.
Everyone thinks you see them with their cell phone out. They're
Yeah.
fucking like trying to figure out what Barbie doll they have in their hand. They're grabbing fucking board games that nobody wants. They think they're gonna resell them. Good luck.
Good luck.
with that.
I mean, and the thing is I think I'm seeing this now huge because, you know, like I like a lot of vintage t-shirts and stuff. And people like, I was talking to this dude at Sabres. He's like, listen, t-shirts are best. Want to know why? Doesn't cost anything to ship. You let them ship it and then they can't get damaged like in shipping. So you're like, just sell fucking jeans and shirts. You don't have to worry about them getting damaged. Because if you do electronics, or even whatever, you know, you're fucked. He's like, just do shirts. You don't have to worry about it.
I stay away from those dudes at the thrift.
Yeah, they're fucking.
You stay over there.
They're grimy, dude. You know what they always do? They're always on their phone, like, hey, they think they're important, like, yeah. And you're like,
everyone thinks they got something worth. Oh, records are worth a lot of money. Oh, they're in right now. They're in. Fucking, they've been in. They've never went away, you stupid dumbasses.
Yep, it's true.
And good luck. So yeah, I bought a record today, an Eric Clapton record, for $1.
People buy scratched up crap all day for dollars, and they don't have no idea. They just think.
Exactly. That one's mint condition. The best I could do is like $10 on it. So my hope is I can trade it into a record store and maybe get $4.
Right. And then you got to think the time. These motherfuckers think, you know, like, oh, $9. But I'm like, all right, you got to get gas in your car. Sure, you have to be sending other stuff off at the same time. But is that $9? You're not even making $9 an hour at that point with the time you send it off and everything.
You got to store all this stuff. Then it's your time and energy. It's a lot of factors in there that don't add up. So yeah, you're right, Nick. It's bad right now. It's really bad.
It's real bad. And you got to think, all right, for us three dudes who do a lot of thrifting. All right, I go on. I follow a couple Instagram like vintage T-shirt stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool shirt. I'd like that. But all three of us think one day I'm going to find something similar at the thrift. Why am I going to pay $40? You know what I mean? You're like.
But the thing is, if you bought it off of them for $40, and then if you do find something similar, the concept is that you could then sell one or the other and get your money back potentially. So I do see the kind of conflict that could go on.
It's true. But the thing is, to me, is that the only people who are really like buying this shit, like paying that much, like either have a connection to the brand or the design, or just like rich trust fund kids. Like, you know, like it's got to be something that brings me in. Like I almost popped for it at the thrift. It was in the case. An A-Team lunchbox. Original. And you're like, all right, $15. You're like, all right. Like A-Team.
Metal?
No, plastic. And you're like, it doesn't have the container, the drink, the thermos. So you're like, all right, $15? Like, probably not. Maybe, you know, $5.
Unless you loved A-Team and that was like your favorite thing, and you have A-Team cards that you want to stuff in there. Like if there's some like sort of like figures and you just want to put them in there so you got all in one, I get it. But otherwise, yeah, a lot of the shit, like there's no purpose for it.
I don't buy fucking new clothes either because it's just like, it's like, all right, whatever. Like, I don't know. It's really hard for me to go out to a store. Maybe online I'll buy something new, but like, you're never going to see me at a fucking TJ Maxx, like ripping out a fucking.
That's my.
I don't know. I bought a fucking Ice Cube shirt at Walmart today.
That's different. I mean, that's that. But I'm talking like you know how people used to go clothes shopping. You know,
of course. I know who does that. I don't. No one does that anymore. Well, they do.
I wait till Christmas. Like, Mom, I need socks.
Yeah.
I mean, really, we'll see what thrifting is going to be like in the next 6 months. I mean, really, it's such a fucking. It's almost like I don't know. Do you guys feel like it's disheartening a little bit because like you kind of feel like maybe like the gig's up, the fun is over. It's like when you're into punk and everyone else finds out how cool it is, and you're like, all right, well, It was cool while it lasted. You know, you got fucking rich kids going to like, you know.
It's funny. Goodwill finally catches on to things. You know, they
do.
Oh, t-shirts were $2. You know, a couple of years ago. Now they're $5. Like,
oh, absolutely. Savers, same way.
VHS were 6 for $3 where I live, and now they're $1 a piece. That deal doesn't exist anymore. Like, oh,
you know what? You know what Savers does? You know, they never did. If it's anything sports related, sports team, that shirt they usually sell their shirts for like $1.99 or $2.99 is $5.99. Just because as a sport, like it doesn't matter what team. I actually got inspired by your hat last week, and I bought a Baltimore Orioles like an older shirt.
Dude,
yeah, I've got that.
Old Orioles flag is hard.
I paid my fucking $5.99 for it.
Hell yeah.
Anthony is saying he doesn't think that, you know, there'll always be something at the thrift to find, but
there's people in there all day long.
He doesn't think the fun will be over, you know. And Anthony, who knows? We don't. We're all speculating here. But the problem, and the other problem in my area, we have a guy who goes probably 4 times a day that works at a consignment shop in town.
Oh,
so he's swooping like the
that's his job. Yeah,
that's his job, full-time job, just scooping everything up. Thank God the guy doesn't have any sort of culture behind him, like as far as doing cool shit, because he doesn't touch any of the stuff that I like. But it's someone that's doing it full time, scooping it up for say $5, bringing it back to the consignment, selling it for $25 to $50. Who knows?
Easy.
And they all love him. They love this guy. He's like first name basis. They're like, "You want me to go out back and get some stuff for you?" Like, what the fuck?
You know what? And there's a lot of those dudes. And it's just one of those things, man. Like, it's that carny shit. You know, I think there will always be something fun at the thrift. And, you know, if you're simple, I think most people who go to thrifts are simple dudes. Like, you're there for this kind of taking in the sight. Sometimes it's not finding anything. It's seeing something like, oh, yeah, that's cool.
I just like walking through sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I go after work sometimes, and even if I don't find anything, I vent through there before I go home, and I don't bring home work with me sometimes.
Yeah.
Even if I don't find something.
The other thing is that they're going to smoke each other out eventually. Too many people get involved. Once again, it's like music. It's like hair metal. You get too many in there, and it dissolves and it goes away because they cancel each other out.
Right. No, that's true. And you got to think too. There's going to be times where these people are just going to stop buying expensive shit online, where it's just going to be hard to sell. You're going to have to sit on stuff for a long time. See, consignment stores, Dan, it's hard with consignment because
I struggle, especially the one that's in town here. It's there's like a bunch of records in this one spot, but the guy's got questionable political motive that's really disgusting to me. So I'm like, as soon as I found that out, he was putting all this propaganda up, and I'm like, I'm not buying another thing from you. The record conditions weren't good. He was trying to get premium dollar. This guy didn't know what he was talking about, trying to tell me what something was, and I'm like, I don't believe that's correct, but if you want to keep talking, go for it. But yeah, no, fuck that consignment shop as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone has gold. You know, the really places that I feel like are really rad these days that they do get hit up, but maybe not as much. But I really think going to the Salvation Army ones, because some of those, well, the ones around here, I'm not saying support them because but Goodwill's no better either. I go to them, but
better than Goodwill, I'd say.
Yeah.
Fuck. Salvation Armies are brutal. At least the one we have here, we probably have the worst one in the country by far, right?
Really?
It's great for a while.
And I went to the one in Barrie today, Vermont, and that one is disgusting. Prices are terrible.
See,
no one needs to go to Salvation Army where I lived like a couple years ago. 2-3 years ago, nobody went to Salvation Army. Nobody. I go in there and find tons of shit for nothing. Now it's like packed with people, just like Goodwill. It's like
I think it's so funny, guys, because I see at the store I work at, canning is huge. I really think that like what's left over from, I don't want to get too crazy, but what's left over from like the hardcore Christians like of the 90s where like the end of the world, like those folks who still have that like deep in their back of their mind, they're like, we're going to can and we're going to buy a bunch of shit at the thrift store and just fucking throw it in the closet and just, because like they're like, they kind of put it behind there. They're like, no, I grown from that end of the world, you know, leave your daughters at home, you know. Now they're like, it's coming back, you know. It's like no, we're gonna can, we're gonna have gardens, and we're gonna fucking buy Levi's, you know,
like rainwater.
Yeah, we're gonna drink rainwater.
All right, so we got a few more minutes. You know what, we're gonna keep playing some songs. I still have more of a catalog of stuff, early bands that I was part of.
Yes. Do it. You gotta play one.
I got one right here, so we can kind of we'll play this and kind of lead us out here. But
oh my god,
I guess this is kind of old now. My buddy Matt Mazer actually produced the video for me, so that's something.
Oh,
there it is.
I have this maybe.
This is a great song.
Spinning round in my temple world. Forgiveness, the understanding I need. Just embrace the short night. Surrender, fall, land into my arms. The forever girl. April, the forever girl. Young, you won't be broken. Just ingenuous, the life I fell tricked into. Damn you small night. You curse me with this night. I surrender, I fall, laying face down. The forever girl. Through the dawn, we'll talk of our future to the soldiers forever girl. Forever girl.
So, yeah.
The song's great. I love the video. That fucking video is great. Mazer's great.
Your facial hair.
And whereas your video games were not in the background as much. You know, you had the
nothing. At that point, it was just storage. That was my living room. It was just storage full of shit. And that. But the funny thing is, so did you see the lion head in there?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna see if we can't.
Is it $400 on eBay?
No, but the origin of where that lion head came from is the interesting thing. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I don't know if it's possible here. Oh boy. It ain't looking good. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Fall of 1993, I heard that Bigfoot murdered 3 guys on a dope farm. There's some water.
Oh, here we go. So we were on tour, River City Rebels in Light Claws, my buddy, Light Claws, it's his project, solo act. We played Sacramento at some party house, and they gave us the lion head as part of the payment. It was on the wall. I was like, I want that. And so we took it on tour with us, and we used it just about everywhere. And he actually shot a music video on that tour that we did, and you see lion head all over it, which is pretty incredible. So we'll play that real quick too.
Oh, wow.
Styrofoam cup with the teeth marks beside me. I hate the taste buds keeping me awake tonight. My eyes will stay open and my head keeps still to the side. And it came in waves like photography at a baseball game under chain link fencing. The headlights just won't leave. We'll get up and wipe the dirt. The seeds of our pains. The pavement's indented into the palms of our hands. Ride beside the stars on the distant streets and head out with our bags. The rest of the bag stop just as hard. Beneath the fingernail, and we'll discuss all the plans devised last June. And those that follow in the road.
Of course.
Oh my God.
So that's the origin of Lionhead, and I'm so glad he made that video. And I still have the Lionhead. It's still upstairs, hanging on the wall.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, rip it back out sometime. Wear it next week on the show.
Yeah.
Dan the Man, when's the last time you drove in a demolition derby? It's been a long time. Probably
For your birthday. You did it for your birthday.
probably almost a decade ago.
Yeah.
That was something else. God damn it.
Demolition Dan.
God, you know what I mean? That's like a bucket list thing. Everyone wants to be in a demolition derby at least once.
Yeah, there's one about like 30 minutes from where I live in Delaware. They've done them since I was a kid. They have drag races out there too. They do them. Once
That's some professional shit out there, though, I bet.
a year at least, or like a couple times a year.
So any final thoughts, guys? Any final words?
Hope
Hair
everybody-
metal is great.
There's a lot to be learned.
My wife is at Alanis Morissette concert right now. She's texting.
Really? Like the Alanis Morissette.
The Jagged Little Pill.
Oh, yeah.
Garbage is opening, which is probably one of my least favorite
Oh,
bands ever. They're cringy, but
they are cringy, but people love them.
I could listen to Alanis. I would have probably, I would have been singing those songs. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front.
Well, I think it's gonna wrap up this week's episode. We had some fun. We talked about some shit. We learned some shit. I hope.
Those pickups were sick, man.
Hey, you
Hair-
know, we get lucky every once in a while. You know, that's what happens. It doesn't happen very often.
Nice when people take care of their stuff, right?
Yes.
Or they don't.
In condition, all those discs look like they were played once and then put away, and that was, man, that's something. Lincoln saying he saw Rancid open for Dropkick Murphys.
It's awesome.
I've never seen either band.
I've seen both many a time. But I think that's gonna do it, guys. We'll see everyone hopefully next week. No worst pickup this week because I tried to film the official last worst pickup this week.
But last one ever.
It was the last one. I was done.
Why?
I just had it needs to go away. We need to do something different. So I filmed it and then I went to edit it and the audio was all fucked up. I don't know if that's a sign of something, but I was like,
that means don't do it. Don't end it.
GOD is like
can't end it.
So we don't know, but it won't be an episode this week. Maybe next week. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, everyone that's tuned in, thank you very much. We'll see you next week.